All right, how is everybody doing? I'm sorry, it's super late notice on this live, but I'm just finished taping this fight, and I'm just so many thoughts going through my head with this fight. Don't know where I stand. Just wanted to hop on live, talk about it. Try to convince myself to see where I stand as well. Okay, so the fight that we're talking about is going to be Norma Dumont versus Erin Blanchfield. So we will get into the breakdown of just the overall stats. So Norma Dumont, 30 years old, 5'7", 135 pounds. Her making her second fight at 135. She missed weight by 3.5 pounds last time, and fought against Anderson at featherweight. But she has a 67-inch reach. She is 5-1. She has 2 submissions, 3 decisions, and she's been KO'd once. So far, she lands about 5.35 significant strikes per minute with a 55% significant strike accuracy, which is solid, and absorbs about 2.65 with a 72% striking defense, landing about 2.43 takedowns at a 42% clip with a 100% takedown defense. 1-1 in the UFC on a one-fight winning streak. Now, Erin Blanchfield, she's just 21 years old. She's 5'4" with a 67-inch reach, and she's actually coming up a weight class. So this could easily be a featherweight versus flyweight matchup. Erin's taking this fight on short notice, obviously stepping in for, I think it was Beck Hollings, I think. Not 100%, but pretty sure. But she's taking this fight on short notice, coming up a weight class, making her UFC debut. She's 6-1, 2 knockouts, a submission, and 3 decisions. So she finishes her fights about 50% of the time. She's never been finished. She lost only 1 split decision against Tracy Cortez in Invicta, and obviously she doesn't have any stats so far, but she's currently riding a 3-fight winning streak. Now this fight is just super intriguing. So I'll start with Blanchfield. So obviously Blanchfield, 21 years old. She's actually got more fights than Norma. So she has more professional MMA experience, you could say, but pretty much the same. But she's only 21 years old. Again, she's coming up a weight class. She fights usually at flyweight, but she's coming up to bantamweight. She's got decent kicks, decent striking, has a good right hand, has actually a really nasty left head kick. She dropped her opponent. Who was it? Victoria Leonardo, right? Yeah, Victoria Leonardo with a couple head kicks, actually. It's pretty nasty. She's definitely got some power. She scored a knockdown. She scored a knockdown with her hands, with her kicks. So she definitely does have some power. Her striking is okay. It definitely needs improvement. I definitely think she is improving, right? She's super young. So she definitely has a bunch of time to improve. And I think she is improving from fight to fight. But her striking defense is very meh. Very meh. She doesn't really take her head off the center line very well. She kind of just leaves it there. When she gets into the pocket, her hands aren't always up. She holds her hands relatively low. And she really strives in the grappling. She's a very good grappler. She has great top control, great positioning, great transitions. I haven't seen many. I watched pretty much her whole career, and I didn't see many girls at all be able to get back to her feet within 2 minutes, 3 minutes. She's very good top control, very good transitions, does a lot of good work from side control and the half guard, transitions to mount very well. To take down, she likes to basically get in close and grapple you and grab onto your back and then go for a trip takedown. She definitely likes her trip. Takedown. That's how she gets most of her takedowns. But she also attacks the single well, transitions out to a double. And if she gets on top, she's got some good ground and pound. Like if you guys go watch this Brogan Sanchez fight, she landed some heavy ground and pound in this fight. Think in the Leonardo fight as well. She's definitely got great top control. Very ferocious ground and pound. She just does a really good job of pushing her weight against you, holding her weight against you, making you carry all of her weight very well. Off her back, if she were to get taken down, because Dumont's got some decent wrestling, but I doubt that. She does attack arm bars from her back very well, and her cardio is pretty decent. She's in these high intensity grappling affairs. Against Tracy Cortez, against Kay Hansen, like these were very heavy grappling fights, like exhausting. It's by far the most tiring aspect of MMA is those grappling exchanges, just constantly fighting for head position, constantly fighting for takedowns. And her cardio seemed to hold up well. She didn't seem to really slow down too much. Obviously, she did look a little bit tired, but it's exhausting. So I think her cardio held up well, and I think she's just improving. She's only 21 years old. She's already got 7 pro fights. She's faced some decent competition. Like Tracy Cortez is a good fighter in the UFC. Kay Hansen, she's an okay fighter. She's also super super young. These two wins, not the greatest, but Golfin, not great of a win either. But Leonardo, decent win there, and against Sanchez, decent win there. And Cortez is a bantamweight, so Cortez is a bantamweight now, so it's not like she's never fought in a bantamweight frame. Cortez is definitely a bantamweight, and she's a big flyweight. Like she's not a small flyweight whatsoever. She's very thick. And yeah, so I do think bantamweight. I do think she could be there, but Norma Dumont is a big 35er. She's typically, I think she should be a featherweight. She's pretty big, and the biggest thing for me in this fight is the striking, especially the hand speed. Erin Blanchfield is not fast. Okay, she is very slow with her hand speed, and Norma Dumont is not. Norma Dumont has crisp boxing, very good technique, very quick, good 1-2s. She switches stances. Well as well. She's also got good power kicks as well, and you're going to see the difference in the power 100%. Yeah, Norma Dumont is very powerful. She's very big. She's very strong. And I think that's going to play a big factor in this fight. The fact that she's so much bigger and she's so much faster, Blanchfield is going to struggle on the feet. Blanchfield is definitely going to struggle on the feet, and that's what makes this fight so intriguing, because basically their strengths, their weaknesses play into the other one's style. Blanchfield's weaknesses are the strikes, are the striking. She's definitely improving that aspect of her game, but she's definitely much better on the ground. And Norma Dumont is not. Norma Dumont's a crisp striker, great boxer, good accuracy, good volume, and very powerful. But on the other hand, Dumont gasses. Her cardio is not that good. She missed weight heavily last fight. Right, she came in at 139.5. She came in against 139.5 against Ashley Evans Smith. Previously fought Megan Anderson at 145, who's probably the biggest girl, definitely the biggest girl in the UFC right now. And when she took a grappling heavy approach against Megan Anderson, she gassed heavy. Like as soon as they got into the open, into the center of the octagon, like she was done in like 20 seconds. And she got dropped by a right hand from Megan, but I don't even think that that right hand was very powerful. Either she's chinny, which I don't think she is, or she was just exhausted, which she was. Now, I'm not saying she's going to come in here and she's going to try to grapple Erin Blanchfield, but Erin Blanchfield is going to come in here and try to grapple Norma. Okay, and if that wears on the gas tank of Norma, that's going to take the sting out of her punches, the sting out of her kicks, and Blanchfield could take over. Blanchfield really could take over. So it's such an interesting fight. But Norma, she's definitely a good fighter. She definitely looked very solid in the Ashley Evans Smith fight. It did look like she was saving her cardio, though. Like there were times where she hurt her and she just backed off. Hurt her again, just backed off. Played it slow, played it steady. She wanted to conserve her energy, wanted to conserve her gas tank. Didn't want to gas herself out. Probably knew what happened in the Megan Anderson fight. So it's interesting because Blanchfield's going to bring the fight to her, and it's interesting to me that Blanchfield's even taking this fight. It's just, why is she taking this fight? Why is she taking a fight on short notice, up a weight class against a pretty big 135er? Does she see a path to victory? Does she just want an opportunity to fight in the UFC? It's tough to say. But Norma Dumont, she's got some good movement as well. She's got good knees in the clinch, good clinch pressure as well. She's got good control. So Erin's not just gonna, Norma's a good wrestler as well. Norma's a very good wrestler. She's got some takedowns. She's very strong, good defensive tendencies. But it's just interesting because that's what I mean. Like Erin's gonna bring the fight to her, and I definitely think Norma can compete. Erin's definitely very good, but it's just the gas tank. I think it might wear on her, especially if she has another bad weight cut. That could play a big factor. She's 30 years old right now, so she's pretty much in her prime. She throws good combinations. She actually has been taken down by a trip takedown. And that's what Erin likes to do. I think if Erin gets on top, she can control her. I think if Erin can get her down in round one, if she can just get one of those clinches while Norma's fresh, while Norma's still that energy, and she can take her down, that is going to be big. That is going to be big because I don't see Norma. I think Erin can control her. Erin's got super, super good top control. She knows what to do on the ground very well, and that's going to exhaust Norma. And I don't know if Norma can. I don't think Norma can take heavy grappling approach for this fight. I just don't think she can. So it's just interesting. Like what because on the feet, Norma has the advantage. She's quicker, she's more powerful, she's quicker, she's more powerful, she's more accurate, and Blanchfield's slow. Like Blanchfield's not very quick. So that's going to be a big factor, but also the grappling. Can Norma's cardio hold up? Like there's just so many factors to take into this fight that I don't even know where I'm capping this fight. Like right now, I think you can get Blanchford at like plus 210. My book, I still haven't expanded. I'm still only on one. I can only get her at plus 190 right now. So that's not what I want. Personally, for me, I want at least plus 230. As of right now, I've capped the fight at 65-35 just because Norma's she's bigger. She's a 145er in my opinion. She definitely has the frame to be a 145er. And her striking is just much better. Every fight starts on the feet. And I don't know if Blanchfield can get her down because Norma does have decent takedown defense, is decent wrestling, is no slouch on the ground by any means at all. So I definitely think Norma should be the favorite. But, I don't hate anyone taking a shot on Blanchfield. Blanchfield is a good fighter too. She's got a lot of potential. I think she has a bright future in the UFC. But as of right now, it's an interesting matchup because I just don't think she matches very well on the feet at all. I think she's going to get pieced up on the feet. She gets hits with a lot of jabs, a lot of straights. And can she take a punch? We haven't really seen her chin tested all too much by a power puncher like Norma Dumont, by a bigger girl like Norma Dumont. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Can she take it? Can she exhaust? Can she wear on the gas tank of Norma? Can she keep a wrestling approach? And how is Norma's cardio going to look? So there's just so many variables. I really don't know where to cap this fight. This is such an intriguing fight. It's going to be a great fight, I think. But there's just so many different directions that you can go. But I definitely think this is dog or pass for sure. Unless Blanchfield gets shot down, and you can get Norma at like minus like 150, which you're not going to. But that's the only way I consider playing Norma. I think she's a decent fighter. I definitely think she's a decent fighter. She had 2 fights in 2020. Her last fight was 6 months ago, as well. But it's just tough. It's just tough because I just don't know which factor is going to play a bigger deal here. So that's really it for me. I just wanted to come on, talk, and see if I could persuade myself to get on Blanchfield here, but I can't. I think I'm still capping at 65-35, a solid pick on Norma, just because I think she's bigger, she's more powerful, her boxing's much crisper, and she can hold her own in the wrestling and in the grappling. I think Erin's got 2 paths to victory here, though. I think if she can get her down, especially if she can get her down early, I'm picking Blanchfield to win the fight 100%. But she can maybe get a 3rd round finish, like maybe a 3rd round sprinkle on Blanchfield, because I think Norma's definitely going to gas in the 3rd round. But Norma did a good job of conserving her cardio last round. Like if she fights exactly like the Ashley Evans Smith fight, where she's just calm, keeps it in the center, defends the takedowns when they come, I definitely think she'll win this fight. I do think Blanchfield is better than Smith, but I think the way the fight will go will be relatively similar. And we haven't seen Blanchfield in this kind of fight. Even if she does get her down, can she keep her down? I think she can. She has good top control, but we just don't know. And just on the feet, every single fight starts on the feet. And Dumont is 100% the better striker. It's definitely several levels. They're definitely several levels apart on the feet. But it just comes down to Norma's gas tank. If she's got the gas tank, I definitely think she wins this fight. But will she? The weigh-ins is a super big tell. I'm definitely going to be waiting for the weigh-ins before I make any play whatsoever on the fight. I think the fight doesn't go to decision might even be a good look as well. I capped this fight to go to decision at 55. So if it's women's MMA, they usually steam the overs, steam the decisions. If you can get a decent price on the under, like this fight's definitely live to finish. I think Norma's striking is good enough to potentially put away Blanchfield if Blanchfield can't take the punches. Because her striking defense is very subpar. It's not very good. It's not very good at all. So I definitely think she may be able to put her away on the feet. But Blanchfield is 100% live to get a finish here. She's good on the ground. She's got good submission. She's got ferocious ground and pound. I think if Norma's exhausted and she just wants to get her there, Erin wins this fight in a late stoppage. Or the 2nd round is also going to be big because if it definitely goes into a 3rd, I think Erin will win the fight. Will win the round because I just think that she's going to keep going forward with the grappling and Norma's not going to have as much sting in her punches. She'll probably just settle, get controlled. I do think Norma wins the 1st round, but that 2nd round is so crucial. So this is just such an interesting fight. It's definitely dog or pass on Blanchfield. I don't hate anyone taking a shot on Blanchfield. I want to. I like her. I like her style. I think she's got a lot of potential. There's just so many. There's the weigh-ins is a big thing for sure. You see Gordon Clark. Yeah, excited to see how Erin looks up at a weight class. The weigh-ins will tell us a lot. The weigh-ins will definitely tell us a lot for sure. It's interesting, seeing how they size up, seeing how they match up. Blanchfield's 3 inches shorter, but they've got the same reach. So it's just such an intriguing fight. So many different angles to take with this fight. I can't wait to see how other people break down this fight. But yeah, I don't really know. That's really all I got to say. I was just definitely just wanted to come on, talk about this fight, see if I could persuade myself into taking an angle on this fight. But as of right now, the pick is going to be Norma Dumont for reasons listed prior. But I definitely think Blanchfield is live. I think she may be able to get a finish. In terms of betting angles, yeah, again, definitely dog or pass in my opinion. A fight doesn't go to decision is actually a really interesting look. If they steam the over, I definitely might to look at the under because both girls have an ability to finish this fight based on the circumstances. But it's definitely an interesting fight. I'm definitely rooting for Blanchfield. I like her. I think she's good. It would have been cooler if she was Canadian, but whatever. But yeah, that's all I really got to say for this fight. Do what you will with my breakdown. Let me know if you guys have any comments. Let me know down below in the comment section, seeing what you guys think of my fight. And I'll be back Thursday to break down the rest of the card. This is very spontaneous, just wanted to talk about the fight. But yeah, that's it from me. Phoenix_MMA. You can find me on Twitter. I tweet daily about how I'm thinking about the fights after I've taped. Any bets that I may be playing. I currently have 2 bets up right now. But yeah, I'm just babbling on right now. I've got so much energy. I was really excited about talking about this fight, but that's going to be it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Always bet on yourself, and I'll see you next time. Peace.